say that for you just find all the hors d'oeuvres, or did you say the hors d'oeuvres? The hors d'oeuvres are delectable. They go in your mouth, they melt in your mouth like butter. Come to Salted Peter. We don't talk about the pussy, we're talking about the dick. Open your hands and I give you my,
We're waiting to do this.
open your hands out and I give you my dick. And who come to Salted Peter? Come to Salted Peter and we'll see you there.
Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. This is the Gorgeous George Show, special coronavirus version of this. And so check it out. We're having a lot of coronavirus problems with a lot of jumping around. Check to see if it's actually
we're jumping. I'm jumping. I mean, my picture's jumping around. Look at that.
Yeah.
We're jumping.
But so far, it's so good. We're believe it or not, we're 6 feet apart. I said I wouldn't touch this guy without hitting him. We actually got comments already.
He's got me jumping up and down with my face, jumping out of my skin. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. So,
with you, it's not doing anything to it. With me, it's doing it.
Well, I'm staying stationary.
Okay.
But we're looking good. We're looking good. Oh, by the way, I'm not wearing my mask. I was dressed this way because it looks like I'm going to rob a stagecoach. But I'm doing all right. I've been on, I don't know why I'm here, George, because in your palatial mansion, because I got the idea that with Zoom, we don't have to meet. We could just put it, separate like that and everything. So, but anyway, all is good. And so how you holding out? You look pretty healthy.
I just got out of the bathroom. I actually shit it out the letter T. Lowercase t. It's pretty good, actually. And then I said, I decided to go ahead and sit it in a box and give it to the trolls to have them munch on the letter T.
Yeah.
Maybe they can cross it out, whatever.
Well, yeah, you can do that.
I'm having an issue. Let's pause. I don't know why this is jumping.
Now, don't worry about it, George. It's going to be smooth. We're not supposed to be looking at it. We're supposed to be looking at a camera. You're looking at a mirror here, and you're never going to get it right if you look at a mirror.
Just do me a favor.
What? You can't pause it. You turn it off, but you don't pause it.
We turn it off.
No, we're going to have to start it over again.
I feel like I'm jumping out of my skin.
George, just chill out. It's not.
When
it's
I'm
not the.
At this,
you're not. Don't look at it. Look at me, or look at the wall. Look at the blank wall.
Well, I have vanity, so I care what I look like.
And you look fine.
You.
I got good news for you, George. You still look the same.
Okay. Well,
I mean, nothing. I mean, you always say how good looking you are, and you still are.
That's already given.
But don't worry. I mean, yeah. Now, how are you staying in shape?
Once I jack a load to the side, then I'll jack a load to the other side.
Yeah. Oh, put all the kids.
And then after I do that,
yeah.
I get my chunky soup and chow down on some chunky soup, and that's really refreshing because it's low cal.
Yeah.
Or the beans and all that, and all the beans. Of course, the beans help you regurgitate all that and be able to fart. And when you fart, the world farts in harmony. Everybody farts together. So,
yeah, you look like a real health nut, George.
You look like your face is about ready to explode. Your face is about ready to explode.
Let me tell you.
That's what you look like. Don't worry about what I look like. Let me tell you something. When I look like the man there. When I look like the man is causing this wonderment for all the young ladies.
Yeah, there's a lot of young ladies on this.
Now, the beauty of this, and I don't know, I'm going to give the props to Kevin because I was about ready to throw the damn phone. I was so pissed off. Kevin was the one that masterminded this. So both Kevin's page and my Facebook page, people or fans out there get to see more. And somebody just popped up.
No, don't worry about that.
Hey, pop-ups.
Oh, listen, this happens to me all the time on the audience doesn't see that. You do. See, that's why you shouldn't pay. Just let me look at it all. None of that's going to show up. None of that's going to show up.
And they get to see you and your channel. And I don't know, are we in stereo? Are we in mono or are we in stereo? That's the question.
I think stereo.
We're in stereo?
Well, I don't know. I think they'd be in stereo. They need two microphones, and I think we're just sharing the same microphone.
All right, well, I'm going to check
Yeah.
now and see on
See
my
how we're
phone
doing.
if I can see.
You may have feedback.
And yes, we're seeing it right now. We
And
are
everything's fine.
on live.
What did I tell
Ladies
you?
and gentlemen, we're on live.
Mhm.
So if you want to make a comment and say hi to Gorgeous George, then do so. You got some comments there. You already have somebody commenting to you.
Yeah.
That's on your page.
Yes.
So my page and Kevin's page is being exposed to this, and Kevin's already got somebody on his page.
Yeah.
I need someone on my page to come and say hi, George. I need a woman out there to say, George, I want to go ahead and I want your undergarments. I want to use your undergarments to protect my mouth for the coronavirus. And if you do that, then I'll take your undergarments and put it around my mouth,
Yeah.
and we'll share, and we'll protect ourselves from the coronavirus, and we'll be good. We'll be like bandits, or maybe bank robbers, or maybe I'll be the doctor and you can be the nurse.
You
Maybe I can operate.
get if you use an underwear face mask, then you might get a pubic hair mustache.
Yeah, I don't know. Pubic hair mustache?
It's a term we used in high school that we thought was hilarious.
That's right. That's right. So now
And
let me
you
say
can
this.
take the boy out of high school. You can't take the high school out of the boy. Oh, that jumping is when we go high.
See, I feel like I'm jumping out my skin.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I'm going to my
We're doing
right.
good.
Even I'm jumping out my skin. It's like
We're
Max
doing
Headroom.
good.
Like Max Headroom.
Yeah. Now, so
We haven't done a show in God knows how long.
I know.
We haven't done a show in long, and so damn, it's 2020.
We should do a show every. We can do a show every day on there.
It's 2020, and Elton John's bragging. I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still standing, ladies. And what you need to do is reach out. Reach out and grab the grapes from around my waist and nibble. Nibble.
Yeah.
And you'll know that you've reached Nirvana once you've ridden and held Gorgeous George close. Ladies, you got to hold him really close because he needs that.
You know, if George worked at your office, he'd be they'd give him his own little space in the corner in the HR department.
Because a genius works in his solitude.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Kevin?
I'm
A genius in hand is always in his solitude, preparing, orchestrating, using his fingers to orchestrate and his hands to write.
surprised Billy Bush didn't get fired as a result.
Well, then that's something that we can talk about as well.
Yes.
Because the mantra is you put a tic tac in your mouth and you grab them by the pussy.
Yeah.
Put a tic tac in your mouth and grab them by the pussy. And you know, Kevin, that is really exhilarating. It really is.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
you know,
Oh yeah.
you think?
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
So
And-
now, this is the first that I've done this, which is, like I said, Kevin did it. Kevin did it. So this is the first I've even done this. My technology is backwards. I'm so backwards. So now I'm beginning to get into this with Facebook. I'm a virgin now. Facebook virgin and live stream.
You're the 40-year-old
So all the
Virginian.
Dallas Cowboy fans out there in Dallas Cowboy Network who are fans, over 2,300 people in my Facebook, all the Dallas Cowboy people out there can see me. And we can talk about the Cowboys as well. If you got a comment you want to post what my take is with the Cowboys and whatnot, you can do so. All the Cowboy fans that see this, please post. And all of Kevin's fans that does the knitting and sweat and knitwear and whatnot, and I don't know what they do. Your fans that do different things.
Yeah.
Can ask you about what they want to ask you about, and harmoniously, we can ask questions for all of us. Maybe a fan in my group can ask you a question, and a fan in your group can ask me a question. So let's see what's being said.
Okay, then let me tell you, George. I don't mean to. This show is going to be for everybody. I don't mean to denigrate any Dallas Cowboy fans that happen to be listening. And for those people who don't know what denigrate means, it means to make fun of.
You want to denigrate, make fun. Okay.
For those Dallas
make
Cowboy fans, denigrate means to make fun of.
Really and truly, you got that to say. When we talk about teams with a pure tradition, when we talk about teams of the most value of all the teams in America and all around the globe, the Cowboys are worth more. The Cowboys are worth more than the Patriots when they had Brady. The Cowboys are worth more than the LA Fakers. The Cowboys are worth more than the New York Spankers. And the Cowboys are the highest dollar franchise, no matter if they're winning or losing. We had a great draft. When I say we, I'm talking about me. Cowboy fans, we got a lot to look for. This is now the time to see what Dak can do. If he shits the bed again, then hasta fiesta. Franchise tag, he has one more chance to prove himself, and then he'll get his money if he proves himself this year, even if there is a year. But that being said, Cowboys had a good draft. Mr. Lamb from Oklahoma, wide receiver. So, yes, I think that was great. I didn't see all but I heard we had an A+. When I say we again, I'm saying me and my Cowboy faithfuls out there. We had a great draft.
Yeah, well, I was too busy cursing the screen because they took Jeopardy off that night. Jeopardy. Anyway, George, I brought some refreshments if you want some.
We have naked bodies popping up here. What's up there?
Don't worry about that.
Naked bodies.
That's only you see that.
Hi.
All right.
Okay.
George, I brought some cheese and crackers.
Naked bodies on my TV.
Some Ritz. We also got. I brought some cheese.
Hold on. Are you putting on the Ritz?
Putting on the Ritz.
Putting on the Ritz?
Brought some cheese.
Cheese.
And you're of Greek descent.
No,
this is
I'm Italian and Lebanese. I can tell you that.
Okay. Well, this is feta cheese.
Okay. Why don't you put it on your skin? No.
Made, and also I've got you a soda.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Isn't that special?
Yeah, Pepsi.
Okay.
You can drink it later. You don't have to.
Okay.
This is really good. This is really good Pepsi. It's the best type of cola you can get of your popular brands because it's made with real sugar. There's none of that friggin' high fructose corn syrup, which is no damn good for you.
Coca-Cola has the best carbonated water if you're going to drink. Now, Cleve's battery acid can't be even better than that. Going down your esophagus and going down your inner lining, Coca-Cola is the best way to go. That's too ssweet.
Okay.
That's too sweet.
Okay. Well, let me just say that there's no. This is a special. In fact, there's no. The usual Pepsi's it may taste different, but it's made the same way as Coca-Cola is, with high fructose corn syrup. In fact, they all have that. High fructose corn syrup, which is what people are getting fat on.
Did you say fructose?
Fructose. It actually says that. It doesn't say that here. This is made from cane sugar or beet sugar, which is better for you. So always drink. Try to avoid corn syrup.
I remember one season you came on season, and you were talking about Ponce de Leon, and you brought out this bottle of Pum Scum or Pum Juice.
Yes.
Pum Juice. What is it called?
It was Pum. Okay. It was Pum. Well, no. Most everyone knows about pomegranate juice. Okay. It's in that. Shapely sort of bottle.
Pum Scum juice.
It's red.
Juice that it comes from the groins. Squeeze it like that.
I wish it's about as healthy for you as that type. It's natural and everything. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
Is it like Metamucil?
And let me tell you something, all you nice people out there. It's rough out there. Food is going to get hard, but it's going to get worse before it gets better. Try to stay as healthy as possible and eat properly.
It's always going to get hard.
Eat fruits and vegetables. Steer clear of the fast food junk, garbage. I haven't had because no one has dragged me to a fast food restaurant in months. I'm healthier than I'm trying to keep my health.
Listen. You have gouged yourself into the buffets. It might not show because you could probably eat and never show. But I can tell you, I've seen you gouging in buffets. At
the Golden Corral?
Oh, was that? Where? I don't know, some Chinese buffet.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
Like let's
read into what some people are saying.
Don't worry about any of that stuff. No,
I
it's
use
just
stevia to sweeten most of my things.
let them make all their comments.
Okay.
I will be happy to read those later.
Okay.
I'm not. We're not. I
You
can't
use
hear what you
stevia to
people.
sweeten your things?
No,
That's
no.
nice. Okay.
Listen. Nobody.
I like to see the popular.
Well, I don't really. I worry what
The
the
trolls
I
can't
care.
see this.
These aren't my friends. Are not the trolls. My friends are my friends, and the trolls are jerks.
These are actual people.
Good. Yes. That's
I think that it's good to see what they're saying.
yeah. When
What
yeah
they're saying.
yeah.
I mean, you know,
I will get back with every one of you nice people. But I have an agenda to follow. I have stuff to talk about. Now, how are you? How are you? How are you? What are you doing to keep healthy and everything, George?
I
You
told you I
washing?
masturbate.
Well, you know that.
I masturbate with my right hand. Then I put a little towel and wipe it off. It's a moist towelette. Then I go take my left hand and masturbate, and I wipe
Yeah.
that off too. And I use a towelette for both, a
Yeah.
moist towel. It makes it so smooth. And I'm
Yes. Well, let me.
It's almost like bowling because when you're bowling, you know, with better ball bait, you got to make sure the hands are smooth. So once you do your do on your hands, you have a good grab on the ball, and you can rack them up and just go fling that ball down there
Let me tell
and
you
go
something.
bowling, and it's a smooth. You get a strike every time with your hands smooth.
Well, the
out.
governor of was it Georgia said that the first thing they're going to open up is bowling alleys. Let me tell you something. Are we still with our going to be sticking in those dirty balls to get the
sure.
coronavirus again? No, we have to wash all the time. We have to keep washing our hands. We got to be healthy. Let me tell you something. About 50,000 people. Well, I don't know that many, but 50,000 people have died already. And let me tell you something. All 50,000 of those people thought, "Oh, that happens to other people. It's not going to happen to me or a member of my family." Well, you take all the precautions. Don't. And also, if you're still working, a lot of people are unemployed. If you're still working, I would suggest to take it easy. Don't. A lot of these people that are working say, "Is that all there is?" Like the song by Peggy Lee. Is that all there is? Because let me tell you something. A lot of these people feel that are working. They feel like the damn. They feel like the damn band on the Titanic. Why are we still playing? We should be going to the lifeboats. We should, that type of thing. So I say this sincerely because I want everyone. I want to get through all this. I miss going out out with women.
Well,
I miss
is-
going to the movies. I miss being
Yeah.
in plays. I
And ladies out there, you know it. I love them holes. Now, I had a girl that told me the other day, about two weeks ago. She said, "Can you reach that? Can you stick it in that hole?" I said, "I most certainly can. And anytime you want me to show you about how you put it in that hole, baby, anytime I said to you and only you, it can be done." Now,
can you believe he's still single?
this is the truth, man. This is the truth will set you free. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Did you?
I just touched my face.
Oh, you touched your face. I'll touch my face.
Yeah.
All right. So
Let's shake on it.
let's knuckle. Let's knuckle fist. Let's double knuckle fist. That's what she said. All right. So what was that? This is what I'm saying. We are behind because we're totally behind in not catching this right off the bat because our president thought that it was a Chinese hoax. The president thought, "Oh no, the Democrats had put this up in the screen and this was something that it couldn't be. It was just a Chinese hoax." So until the end of February, the beginning of March, Trump was pushed to finally really realize it wasn't just a Chinese hoax after all. And Trump was getting to realize it wasn't something that Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats orchestrated. It was a real thing that was going and should have been experienced and should have been dealt with. We're 2 months behind, maybe a little more than 2 months behind. But the pandemic crew that was there should have never been fired. Trump thinks that every action of every facet of his life is like The Apprentice. revolving door of people coming in and out of his cabinet revolving door.
He fires a new
Carson
person
Prince.
every week,
And
just like a show I used to watch.
Pandemic crew, he fired them. Now, it comes to a point where you want Trump to do good because we are at the most, this is something, and Kevin and I have been talking about this, and I've said this before to other people in my group, in my circle. This is something that I have never seen in my whole entire life. This is something as weird as people that have been on this earth for so many years have never seen anything like this at all. And it's not a war. It's not a freaking war. It's a war against a virus. It's a war against, dare we say, Mother Nature? I don't want to say Mother Nature, but it's a war against the atmosphere, the elements. And
climate change may have a lot to do with flourishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to
be another hoax.
We need to be conscient and be aware of this. I and everybody else scared shitless. People are dropping, just like that, dropping, boom. Okay, people, I'm an essential worker, so I'm out in the elements. So who in the hell knows whether I have it or don't have it? I know I don't have it because I would have felt something, but
he has enough problems.
Well, yeah. I sometimes when I do or go to the right. But anyway, that being said, Lo, this is something that we've never experienced. This is something that as a country we have never ever experienced at all, and we need to join hands to sing "Kumbaya, my Lord," like they did on the Titanic before it went down. The Titanic went down, "Kumbaya, my Lord," but no, seriously, Lo.
They were in Africa. They were in.
Well, that's what
England.
That's what they sang.
Never got to America.
That's what they sang.
Yeah.
But that's what I heard is going. Some of this gospel truth. But what I'm saying is that we need to be aware of this, and we need to do everything we can. United force to be able to eliminate and get rid of this damn virus. And by doing things which you want to get is not going to accomplish anything. It's going to just re-flare up again with another virus. So we need, as one, to work upon this. And Dr. Fauci needs to give the reins. You know, Trump keeps saying that I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor.
Obviously.
I'm not, but go ahead and put it by mouth. Digest it by mouth. And that's what he said about the disinfectant. We ought to put the disinfectant by mouth. Now, it's amazing to me, Lo, because if you want to do it by mouth, then just grab the whole thing and stick it in your mouth.
Let me tell you something.
Okay, so
if my boss told me, and I've actually had a boss when I was working in a photo booth when I was in high school. I heard this stuff was dangerous and poisonous and cancer, carcinogenic word, and the chemicals in those days. This is before digital photography. He said, "Oh no, it's fine. It's safe. It's safe." Who told you that? He goes, "Well, the home office told me it was safe." I says, "I know that it's dangerous, and I ain't touching this garbage until you give me those rubber glove latex gloves." Now we're using gloves again. So don't. My boss told me if you inject Windex or drink or put bleach up your nose and this side, I wouldn't believe anything he would say after that.
Look, gloves are not going to listen. Wear gloves, that's even worse than now. Let's go barehanded. I'm telling you for a fact. Gloves, you put the gloves on, you touch stuff. Those gloves are defective already. Gloves are not going to don't work. You just might as well just use your bare hands, or just
your bare hands are. Let me tell you something. And any sort of virus can get through. It won't. It could get through a glove, but it'd be a little harder.
It's going to get through
a barrier.
Just as well as you take it off and put it back on. It's going to get through that You.
That's what he said.
That's what I said.
That's what he said.
Common sense.
Okay. Then why doesn't the dentist, like, when he sticks his hands in your mouth, how come he wears gloves? He used to not. When you were probably a kid, he didn't. I'm wholeheartedly in favor of any sort of precautions you could take, because it's all about me and my friends being
Well,
healthy.
putting it in the mouth, digesting, or putting something in the mouth, as Trump said, putting it in the mouth. It's almost like a common joke, but no, but this is something about the virus we're talking about. Yeah, I mean, I understand there are germs and diseases, but there's good germs too that your body should have also.
Good germs are worried about
Good
dangerous
germs for
ones.
anybody else. As far as the virus, yes, you can't just do what you normally do. The doctor has his latex gloves. You know, he wants to Novocaine your mouth, put some Novocaine in there, numb it up a little bit, and then put his finger in there and play with your tongue and all that. But you know, it doesn't. But like I said, you know, normal circumstances. But like I said, you know, there are viruses, and there are germs.
You should be.
The germs are good. The viruses are bad.
Err on the side of caution. This
Okay.
best advice
That's
I
why I
have.
did that. And so let's get into this now.
Yeah.
Who is Biden?
Biden? No, the guy running
Well,
for
no,
president.
we mean, oh no. I mean, I know what I'm doing. So let's go.
Let's go.
So who is Biden going to pick as his
Some woman I heard, maybe a black woman, an African American woman. You know, this will be the first election in a while that that will be two white guys running against each other. It'll be the first one since what?
20 times?
Well, Obama was, and then a woman was in the last election. So Obama 2 elections.
But I mean, there predominantly
there hasn't been the two white
men.
guys against each other
but predominantly it's been 2 men
throughout history.
Yeah.
In fact, all our presidents have been white. And one black man.
Right. So
white men.
But what's your point?
Meaning that different time now, and you know, sort of like the Supreme Court, it's not 9 white men anymore. There's always some sort of place for diversity. Well, and whether you like it or not, these are the times we live in, and thus it's more than likely that he's going to pick an African American woman.
He's going to pick a woman. Yes, that we do know, but we don't know what color she's going to be, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
He should pick the best person for the job.
I'll tell you one damn thing: he doesn't pick Kamala Harris. That woman is nasty. Kamala. Comments about Biden that were very distasteful about him, calling him a racist. So why, in good judgment, would he pick that nasty woman? No, as far as I'm concerned, that woman would have 0 on the board as far as I'm concerned after she insulted him.
And George Bush insulted Ronald Reagan while they were running for president in 1980. He went on the running mate, and George Bush. What did I say something bad about Ronald Reagan and his voodoo economics? Or what was I talking about? I didn't know what I was talking about. Now, Kamala Harris. Let me tell you something about Kamala Harris. She is not going to vote for Donald Trump. She's not going to put all her support behind Donald Trump, whether he picks her or not. If he picks her, he should, you know. That's the best. That's how you balance a ticket. And
I'm just saying that she's calling someone pretty damn dirty, and you know that's defamation. Is what that is. Calling him a racist, defamation character. So I would not put her at the bottom of the totem pole or put her out of the thing altogether.
So how about Christine Whitmer?
Hillary Clinton is who he should pick. But that's my opinion.
I think you'll see Hillary Clinton on one of those like nostalgia channels. Could have been.
Well,
you'll never see Hillary Clinton again.
You know what? You say that. Don't count.
Well, if she runs for like the Congress or maybe the mayor of New York or something,
he should pick Hillary Clinton because she is the most qualified. She has the experience, and like Tom Hanks said, when you want to be president, you're not going to hire a plumber to be president. Tom Hanks said this during the 2016 thing against Trump. You're not going to, you get your car done. You're not going to hire. You want to have somebody. You're going to hire someone who is a mechanic that's very versed with cars. You're not going to hire somebody with zero experience. Zero experience.
Yeah, I always listen to Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks Forrest Gump. No, I mean,
life's in the bag of box chocolates.
like Tom Hanks'
I
money.
just get in here and grab that chocolate. But little did I know it wasn't a chocolate that I grabbed. It was actually from a rabid animal that laid something down as I put it in my mouth, and it tastes like shit. Shit.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, not Tom. Forrest Gump's the type of guy to probably do that too. He's sort of the
No.
he's sort of the intellectual. He's sort of an avant-garde of Gomer Pyle. Anyway, let me tell you. No, Tom Hanks is all right. But let me tell you something. Are they?
Wait a minute, the comment.
But no, what I'm
That's
trying to
that's
say
why I'm
is
bringing it
that
up.
Hillary had her time. She had it was a slam.
I'm saying
She messed up the greatest slam dunk of all
no,
time.
no.
And
When you had collusion with the Russians, colluding with that, you had other facets and things beyond our control. Look, it was for him from Comey to drop that right before the election, 2 days before the election, drop that bombshell right before the election. That was all premeditated. And like, sorry, it was a witch hunt, just like it was on her husband back in the 90s. They hated them so bad. But the bottom line is we flourished as a country under Bill Clinton for 8 years. And a lot of what Bill Clinton was doing was coming from Hillary. Hillary is also very well versed because she has the experience. So she would be the excellent choice for a presidential ticket. So yes, no, I don't know what you're saying. I'm saying if you look upon experience and you look upon know-how, Hillary would be the best choice for Biden.
what you're saying reminds me of when I was growing up. I lived in Ireland for many years, and they would always say, I'm never saying this in the late 1980s. Do you think that Ted Kennedy has a chance to be a president? I'd say no. Because Ted Kennedy messed everything up for him, and thus I feel Hillary had her just like Ted Kennedy had his day. There's a whole bunch of new people coming along, and yeah.
I'm just saying.
I didn't know you had neighbors, George. Who, the gardener across the street?
Yes, well, it's
wow, living here, this is like, you have a nice place. This is like lifestyles of rich and famous.
well, it is.
Nice to invite me into your bedroom.
It is. Well, yeah.
Most people have living rooms.
Well,
I remember.
This is amazing.
I remember. I remember. How did it go? My mom once yelled at us, says, "Kevin, what is that noise you're making down there with the girlfriend?" I said, it said, "No, that's we're in the living room." She couldn't believe it. Now, also, but actually, that woman in Michigan, Christine Whitmer, they're doing a miraculous job, a wonderful job as a governor. She might have the inside
job. She would be
job.
a good candidate, and the rationale reason behind it because she's from Michigan. The rationale reason behind it because she's from Michigan, and that's what he needs. If Biden gets Michigan and Pennsylvania, he's president. Michigan, Pennsylvania fall for Biden, he's president, the next president of the United States.
Okay. Well, he has a lot in his favor. He should Biden. The joke is he should change his name to not Trump. He might win.
Yeah, but you say the most. Yeah, I guess. I mean, we could put down there not.
No,
not Hillary, not Trump, or whatever. But
not Hillary. You said.
Not Hillary.
No, I would
definitely.
Well, we
definitely need the Clintons around.
Need the Trumps out of there.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're blowing your trumpet right now.
What? What are you talking about?
I thought you were blowing a Trump. So you need a trumpet.
Trump. Oh, Trump. Yeah, I didn't realize Trump.
I thought you were saying about blowing the trumpet.
I didn't realize you could do Trump and trumpet have the same cognate.
Well, so you learn something new every day, and by associating with someone that's superior, you learn every day. So someone who's your superior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm as smart as you are when I'm your age.
Okay.
But I get to be your age.
Well, you might. I don't know. But when you're actually 7 years old.
You're like a father figure to me.
Yeah. Well, so it's like George Michael, like that song by George Michael. It's father figure to me.
Mhm.
You
Yeah,
know,
George Michael was big with the ladies.
yeah, he was until he bounced out with his,
Do you like any straight singers, George? You like Johnny Cash or?
Yeah. What is the problem? What are you saying?
I found that men like men singers and women like women singers and gay males.
Okay. Well, we know that it doesn't matter if it's good music, it's good music.
Mhm.
The Bee Gees. The Bee Gees are the best group of all times. Tell you why. The Bee Gees came out in 1960. 1960, probably before then even. And they were three brothers, and they were Barry, Maurice, and Robin. And they were the longest longevity next to the Rolling Stones. But the Bee Gees were better than the Rolling Stones because people took the Bee Gees music and made money off of the Bee Gees music. Barbra Streisand, your girl Barbra Streisand, Dionne Warwick, the late Kenny Rogers, and I want to even go say Lionel Richie because Lionel Richie had the company collaboration. Dolly Parton. A lot of these people had took the stuff that Barry Gibb wrote and had music made from them and became hits. Islands in the Stream, late Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton. Perfect example of what I'm talking about. Dionne Warwick, Heartbreaker. They have there as well, but this version of the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees had produced music for other performers. Barbra Streisand with the duet with Barry. I can't think of the name of the damn song. It's a one-hit one. Well, it's a not. It's a.
Islands in the Stream.
No, that's no.
That's really what I go with.
No, that's Kenny and
I'm a
Dolly.
man. I'm a man. I'm sorry. I don't know all
That's
about.
Kenny.
I don't know all about
Hey,
this glam rock.
You need your estrogen shot right now. You need to get your estrogen shot. Listen, what I was talking about is you just blog my mind down. No, Kenny and Dolly did Islands in the Stream.
That I do
Not
know.
Guilty. There was one in 1980, the song called Guilty by Barbra Streisand and Barry Gibb,
Mhm.
the Big Schnozzle. But I mean, it's good music. I like all kinds of music. I like Southern rock. I like, what's your problem? Southern rock. 38 Special. ZZ Top. Good music.
I like Bobby Darin.
Who?
I'm a Beach Boys fan.
Okay.
I'm a rockabilly fan.
Anyway.
I'm a rockabilly and Beach Boys fan.
You look at, I like the Beatles without them being the Beatles. John Lennon by himself without being a Beatle. George Harrison by himself without being a Beatle. And you get where I'm going with Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr.
Well,
I like them as their own separate singer, not as the Beatles. I like them.
They were They were really pretty lousy as the Beatles.
I like them better as solo artists.
Really?
Really?
You should be in a museum, pal.
What you're trying to
No,
tell me?
I'm trying to say that I'll give you a good example. I love karaoke, and there are all these Beatles songs you could sing. There's also Paul McCartney songs and George Harrison songs and Ringo songs, and I don't see anyone singing those songs, but they do sing, "Can't Buy Me Love" and "I Want to Hold Your Hand."
It doesn't matter. We're talking about good stuff.
Oh, they did good. I'm not
John Lennon, the late John Lennon, had stated that he made the best music with him and Yoko Ono. Him and Yoko Ono were making the best music of their own. That last album he made before Mark Chapman took him out in 1980, that last album, and half that music wasn't even produced until after he died. That album was probably the best album that John Lennon ever put out. Double Vision, and that other one.
Especially that Yoko stuff. That's
Well,
really
Yoko
good.
Ono
That's
was
really good stuff.
well. That she was part of this part of it.
That's the part I skipped on my LP.
It was like Linda McCartney with Paul McCartney. It's not so much Linda McCartney singing, but it was the association to Paul McCartney with Linda McCartney. Yoko Ono is the same way.
I don't think Linda did a whole lot on Paul's album, but I
she
do
was
know
in
that
the video.
Yoko did kind of wedge herself in those albums that John, and you had to suffer through a lot of Yoko to get the choice bits of John stuff.
Yeah.
Now Linda was a perfect wife. She just was there. She was a pretty woman, you know.
But out of it, I've said before, George Harrison was the best Beatle. He was the quiet Beatle, and he was the best Beatle because George Harrison was the best. Play the guitar and better music, I think. That's just my opinion. And of course, we get into music, and of course, we don't have another argument because you know who I like the best guitar player, and you have a problem with him because of his kid. You think he was responsible for his kid's death.
Who are you talking about?
You're talking about a slow hand Eric Clapton. Because of that.
No, I just find him very boring.
No, how is he boring?
He's a good guitarist, not so hot singer.
Eric Clapton is the best guitarist, and he's a decent singer.
Okay.
Have you seen? Well, I mean, don't go through it. His music. I shot the sheriff, and I didn't shoot the deputy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Wonderful Tonight. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know you don't think it is, but you got another taste.
I've heard better guitar music.
Okay. Well, see, other than
I've heard Segovia. I've heard.
I know USA, Les Paul. We're not talking about that.
Les Paul's a friend of mine. Okay. Or was a friend of mine.
I'm talking about Les Paul or Hendrix.
But I think we actually had this conversation once before, and I ended it by saying that if Eric Clapton was right here in your mansion, he would agree with me that Les Paul is the greatest. Modern. What could be more modern than electric guitar stereo?
Modern as far as music that's been put out.
Actually, you want to know something? Eric Clapton and the Beatles and all these people you mentioned, you like to say they're modern. They're not modern. What's modern is the rap you hear yesterday. What you're doing is not much different than what I'm doing. It's all stuff. I mean, 6 months ago is old music.
We block that stuff out because we know that's correct.
Well,
that's correct.
Do you know that listen, my dad is really old, and he thought what he was listening to was cutting edge stuff, Buddy Goodman and stuff, and his parents that noise jazz, they like stuff like I guess Rudy Valley or stuff like that. Scott Joplin. Music is always getting modern.
Into music. You made your money off of Frank Sinatra. You made a pretty penny off of Frank Sinatra. Sinatra is well revered.
Not music, right?
you made a little play money out of Sinatra, right?
Yeah,
if people that don't know the story, you need to tell it.
I took a picture of Frank Sinatra fainting and sold it to the National Choir. Made a lot of money. Made a lot of money to pay my rent for about 6 months or so.
You made more than that. You're just not telling them.
Yeah. Well, when you're a photographer, it's very hard to make money. And then it was all luck. And I would have traded at the time. I almost traded that picture that I took to, you can see it on National Choir. I actually was about to bring it to MCV to give it to Frank just to meet him, but he had already left that morning. And what's really weird about that is that I found out the next day he had a hangover that night and he was drinking hair of the dog. And the reason why I know that is, believe it or not, at the time I didn't know I'd had this. I have a friend of Frank Sinatra, and my friend said that the other guy called up Frank the next day from Richmond and says, "What happened last night?" He goes, "I was drunk off my shoulder." Now the guy who was the friend eventually became my friend. His name was Enrico Banducci. He ran the Hungry Eye. If you ever see the movie Big Eyes, he's dramatized in that movie, a Tim Burton film. It's a very good movie. And I was so surprised to see it. Yeah. Well, that's just my story. Yeah. That's part of the
The
story.
last movie I saw was Father Shack. I mean, I'm not in these big movie buffs. I mean, I see the movies. I mean, I like the movies and all that. But 10 years ago, good movies. Right now, there's not a lot of good movies right now. It's just like music.
Actually,
Movies and music, the same deal. I mean, back 10 years ago, 15 years ago, good stuff. Michael Myers, The Shag Me, all three, Austin Powers, boom. That's it. So when you or you mention these other people's names, I mean, I've heard of them. Okay, yeah, but
you like
I'm not, into that. I mean, so I've heard of these people. I mean, and I know who they are. I know some of the stuff they do.
you like what do you think of like old time comedians? You like Jackie Gleason or Groucho Marx, people like that?
I mean, it was a different genre back there before.
I can watch that stuff now.
I mean,
those
I
movies
can tell you,
or
I can
old
tell you
TV
what
shows, I can still watch it.
I can sit there and watch Carol O'Connor and fucking Rob Reiner doing.
Well, that's good.
I can sit back there and watch Sherman Hemsley as George Jefferson. I can sit there and watch Red Fox.
Oh yeah,
Red Fox and anything he's done. I mean, the greatest comedian of all time, as far as I'm concerned, as far as vulgar stuff too. And nobody can reach that plateau. I didn't even anybody else you want to think of.
Red Fox was great.
Red Fox was.
Well, I'll tell you what's great about Red Fox is Red Fox could be clean on Sanford and Son, and then you go see him. And no, if you see him in a nightclub, he actually. I remember once he did a video. And he was on a talk show, and he said, "Can we show a clip of the video you did for?" And he said, "Yeah, I come out and I say hello, everyone." And that's all you could show. The rest of it is just raunch after that.
All right, so we got all that. We're talking about a lot of stuff. There's a lot going on right now, and a lot that's going on in my world. And I don't know if this is the right venue to bring it up. I've said before, I'm not going to bring up every little fucking cranny. We know that there's things that are going on. People are suffering right now. This is a hard, bad time. People not being able to pay their bills. They're not essential workers that are blessed. They're still making the money. That's great. But until not knowing when and where the next paycheck is coming from, people are antsy. People are anxious. This is something, like I said, that it's reached a level and not knowing where it's going to go. Everybody is still trying to figure out when is that next check coming from. Everybody's trying to figure out when is that bill going to get paid. It's struggling. People in the restaurant business right now that make them good money, bartenders and waitresses, they're right now wondering about how the stimulus check income coming in for unemployment is great, but there are a lot of people that can't get that stimulus. Well, no, you can get that stimulus check, but get that unemployment, you have to go through jumps and loops and hurdles to go through all that. And it's a lot of these places, which is good. A lot of these places and car places and whatnot, car payment places are working with the community, giving them a chance to get back on get back. So they're skipping payments, skipping a lot of the rent, like the mortgage and all. They're skipping payments, which is what you need to do. But the morale is kind of bad because people are still wondering where they're going to get their next money from. Now, I'm not going to. Now, this is the show we haven't been on for a while. We know about these trolls. We know what these trolls do.
I'm not ready to hear about the trolls. Now I'm ready.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna talk in code. You can't change the narrative. You can't change the narrative of reality. People this, that, and the other. You can't buy someone. You can't soul. And if you do, that goes to show you that they're bad as you are. There's a woman that died April 20th of 2017 that I love and will always love. 17, April 20th. And these trolls are manipulating her family, and that's fine. I did something, one certified letter to get it straight, one certified letter, and then gets intercepted. That's fine. And if you believe in what these trolls are saying, they're going to pay for you, and they're going to buy you and buy your soul, then you go ahead and believe that. I don't. If you loved your sister, you would be talking. Where brain set come in? You're talking ill about your sister? I love the woman, and I don't talk ill about her. Even there was some, everybody has their shortcomings, but I'll be damned if I'm going to broadcast that out to anybody and everybody. I'm not going to broadcast my laundry out to everybody and anybody. Okay? Here's the deal. And I'll say this with a straight face. I probably have more love for that woman than the whole entire family. I probably have more love for that woman than that whole entire family. And I say it with a straight face. You want to do something? You want to come at me? You don't have a leg to freaking stand on. Period. That's it. That's what I gotta say.
Are they
Now,
watching right now?
I don't know, and I don't care. But no, and people are not knowing what we're. I'm talking. Just it's going to get layered out. It's going to be sent out. I have been through a lot in my time. I've been through a lot of disappointments. What I go through in my time, there's going to be a book coming out here very soon. There's going to be a book. They're going to tell every story there is to be told. My situation. Everybody's going to hear the story.
Book?
Yes, Kevin.
Put that,
And indifferent, yes.
you're gonna be, you're
I'm
gonna write a book?
I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to lay it out.
You mean you're gonna write more books than you've actually read?
Kevin, just because I don't read a book doesn't mean that I'm illiterate. Because I don't like to be cubbyholed in reading a book doesn't mean I'm illiterate. But I guarantee you, this book, I'll be glued to it. And you know why I'll be glued to this book? Because it's about me. Kevin, I'm telling you what, man. It's about you too. It's a book that you're not going to be able to put down. You're going to be eating your butter popcorn, and you're going to be putting the damn remote. Damn, I can't watch that. I've got to go to the next page and see who George is this time.
Oh, so it's just a list of all the women you've had.
I've got to see. Put that book. I've got to be tuned into that book. I got to see who George is with this time. What girl he's with, and what is he wearing? Is he wearing underpants or is he wearing pajamas? I've got to see and read it. So this
the smallest book you've ever read. It's
this
all the women he had sex with.
Must read. You're not funny. This is a must read. You're gonna have a hot cocoa, and you can chocolate, and your coffee, and your I don't know, your wings from Buffalo Wild Wings, whatever you want, and sit back and enjoy every morsel because it's going to be very educational.
It'd be like Caligula, eating and reading.
Well, Kevin, now that's eating and screwing.
Yeah, eating and screwing.
Hello. No, please, Caesar, no, please don't. Okay, anyway.
I remember that movie.
You remember that?
Yeah.
They all jump
There's a movie here.
and they all jump in. Successful.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Anyway, disgusting, but that's all right.
Yeah.
So this is going to be right here. And it's going to grab you right down here. It's going to grab you there.
Yeah.
And you're going to feel nirvana. You're going to feel nirvana. Because it's going to be the gospel truth. Down there, Angela Sander, Angela May Bolton. Oh, did I say that? Angela May Bolton.
All these girlfriends.
Angela Sander, Angela May Bolton. That's your real name. That's your maiden name. And you think I never knew that?
Wow. We doing a show just for two people?
We got 5 more minutes in this show. We're going to make it good. We're going to wrap it up here. We're going to do this. We got 54:25. We got 5 more minutes. So Kevin, recite recite some. You've seen the book, so recite your favorite chapter.
My favorite chapter. My favorite part of the book is the last page, the end.
You are a nimwit. A nimwit. You tell me. I thought you liked the part where everybody was jumping in the pool.
Anything having to do with pools, I like.
You like that part where they would jump in the pool?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the part where we're at the campgrounds?
That's good too.
Remember that one?
Oh, I love that. That's even.
Oh,
now I like that part even better.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is going to be. They should your book. They should get Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio to play us. Andrew Dice Clay. Andrew Dice Clay and Martin Short.
You said that. I didn't have to say it. All right. Ladies out there, if you want more of this, we can make it happen.
We can do this every day.
Make it happen. We don't need to go to the public access library and do shows.
We have a worldwide stage right now.
We have
internet.
we have shows that we haven't even put on. We have shows that we haven't even put on the air. So we don't have to go to these places, the Richmond Library, and do shows in public access. We can do shows on a weekly basis. All you got to do is say, George, we like it. We want more. And all you got to do is subscribe, or not subscribe, just say, hey, that man gets me so horny. I took a cucumber or I took a carrot stick in there. I was playing with it and made me so excited. Well, that's all what you got to do. You keep playing with that carrot stick and push that button and saying you want more.
You have a strange furniture here. What's that under there?
Yeah.
What's that under there?
That's a animated person actually put a quarter in the base.
Yeah. And what's that under there?
That's a fucking rat. That's a pet rat.
Your pet ferret.
Actually, it's dead.
But anyway. Yeah, dead rat.
I had ran over 3 rodents in the span of the week. I ran over a freaking possum. I ran over a cat, and I ran over a rabbit within the week. Now, you tell me that what such luck.
You should have your own Netflix miniseries.
A possum, a cat, and a rabbit all running my car.
And they all taste like chicken.
Have you had them all? I wouldn't dare you.
I've had rabbit. That's all I've eaten.
I wouldn't dare you a possum. Would you eat a possum?
I'm not a good eater. I've eaten calamari.
You eat cat?
I've eaten calamari. I've eaten tongue. Gosh, that's the worst.
The tongue?
Yeah.
You like tongue?
No. I really only like chicken and meat and certain fish.
Tongue is acquired taste. You can't just not any tongue.
Tongue
is acquired taste according to the right person's tongue.
Oh, I'm talking about
the right person's tongue in a certain spot.
But actually, I went on and on with some guy. We were trying to say, a friend of mine, we were trying to top each other what we've eaten. He said, well, I've eaten calamari. Well, I've eaten octopus. Well, I've eaten, I've eaten a pig's foot. And somebody said, I can have you all beat. And I said, what have you eaten? He says, I've eaten a hot dog. I don't know what type of meat is in that. I said, you win.
I've eaten a pussy.
Eaten a pussy.
What's a cat? So have you had a cat?
I just like the pet cats. Not a big.
Well, I'm not talking about the proverbial cat. I most certainly do. Do you like holes? I said, I love them holes.
I think we've been on too long. I think it's time to say good. I think it's time to say good night, Gracie.
Well, I think it's time.
It's time to say good night, Dick.
Dick.
You never saw laughing?
Who's the Dick?
Dick Martin. Good night, Dick. Okay. And he'd say good night, Dick.
Well, whatever. I got 3 minutes.
Okay, we'll keep talking.
Well, actually,
all right.
Well, listen here. So if you want more, then ask for more. If you want me, next time I'll come out butt naked. I'll be in the nude. I'll be butt naked, and you all can just go ahead and talk about amongst yourselves how chiseled and beautiful my body is. What you can do. So that's the best thing to look to stay tuned for.
And you thought our audience was small now.
Kevin, by all means, they're small because, well,
Because it's my friends are.
yeah, I don't know.
My
Listen,
friends-
if you want more,
My friends are a bunch of loners.
if you want more of this,
Yeah.
one leading tower pizza.
All right.
Believe it or not.
It was a wonderful show.
All right.
Here you go.
Knuckle it.
Stay healthy, everyone.
All right,
We
cool.
love you all. Bye bye.
See you later.